Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, and today we got a video that I have been long overdue doing, but we're here today. So today we're going to be trying out a potential dupe for the Tati Beauty Blendiful. I did do a full review of the Blendiful, and I will go ahead and link that for you right here if you do wish to go and watch that. But in that video, one of my subscribers commented and said, oh my gosh, I can't believe people are spending so much for this Blendiful when there's a perfect dupe available on Amazon for less than $5. And I was like, tell me. So she sent me the link, I ordered the products, and I've actually had these potential dupes for well over a month. So I have used them multiple times. I have my thoughts together and I want to share them with you all. But before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend some time with me. If this is your first time here, stay. I would love to have you. And if this is not your first time here, thank you so much for taking time to watch my video, support my videos, for every like and for every comment. It really does mean a lot to me and I really do appreciate it. So let's get into this video. Okay, so forgive me, my tools are a little dirty. Yes, I probably should have washed them, but you know, I didn't. Okay, I didn't. But here, just in case you need a refresher, here is the Tati Beauty Blendiful. This is the, I guess, larger size, and this is the mini size or the baby Blendiful. And then here are the dupes. So in terms of actual like size, color, shape, they're not dupes in that manner. The Amazon products, these products that I purchased off Amazon also came with 2 additional sponges, and for all of these total, I think the total price was like $4.50 or like $4.56 or something like that. I'll definitely go ahead and link this bundle in the description box below if you are interested. If you're not aware, for both of these Blendifuls, it is $18 on Tati Beauty. So straight up, I don't like the sponges at all. They're very like hard. Even when you get them wet, they're just too dense for my liking, so I don't use them. I just kept these so I could show them, and now I'm gonna get rid of them because they're not good. So let's get started. First, I'm going to prime my face with the e.l.f. Putty Primer, and for today's video I'm going to be using products that I'm very familiar with and how they work, so that when you're seeing the demonstration, we're really concentrating on the tool and not the product. So I just wanted to put that out there. Now, if you did not watch my review of the Tati Beauty Blendiful, I thoroughly enjoy it. Like, it made my February monthly favorites. I think this was definitely money well spent. So that's that. I just want to put that out there. So I typically go in with the baby Blendiful and apply my primer. And I love the Blendiful because I love how I can press products into my skin, and it really does help things to sink and mesh very well into the skin. So I'm taking this poreless putty primer, pressing it into my skin along the areas where I do tend to have more pores, you know, more visible pores and things like that. So I'm only going to be doing this half of my face because I'm going to use the dupe on this side of my face. So now let's go in with the baby Blendiful. And something that I want to point out, with the Blendiful, you can take this and flip it over so you can use both sides of the Blendiful, and you can do the same for the dupe. So you can flip it on either side so that you're getting use of both sides. They fit comfortably like this. So I'm going to go in with the dupe now, and I'm going to press it into my skin. In terms of how the dupe feels, the small dupe, I will say it feels very similar to the Blendiful in terms of like its density, how it actually feels on my skin. I think it feels very good. All right, so I'm gonna come in so you can take a look at the poreless putty primer on. This has a half of my face with the Blendiful, and then this half of my face without the Blendiful. Okay, we're just gonna be applying. We're not really gonna be sharing thoughts because of course, you gotta wait till the end for my thoughts. All right, now we're gonna go in with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I wear the shade 8.75, and we're gonna go in with the larger Blendiful and the larger dupe to blend that into the face. So I'm flipping the Blendiful to a clean side, and we're just going to blend this into the face. And with the Blendiful, I love how I can blend in foundation quickly, because I have, you know, a larger tool that can just really blend everything out pretty quickly. And I also like to with the Blendiful that it doesn't really absorb product. So I'm able to use less product and get fuller coverage. Okay, so that's the Blendiful, and now we're going to apply foundation on this side of my face and use the larger dupe. And just like how I like to press the Blendiful or press product in with the Blendiful, I'm gonna do the same with the dupe. And I try to use the same amount of foundation, so that doesn't really change the coverage too much. Now in terms of feel, the dupe, the larger dupe is much more thick than the Blendiful is. It's still soft on the face. I think the Blendiful is just a hair softer, and I think it's just because the larger dupe is thicker. So this still feels very nice on the skin. It doesn't absorb product, so if you take a closer look, you barely see any foundation on the larger one versus with the Blendiful. You actually do see the foundation on here, and it could be color. You know, the Blendiful is a little lighter color than the larger one. But I will admit, I'm very shocked that I barely see any product. I had used this side before, and I don't know if you would be able to see that, but you can see a little bit of product there, so it's not like completely resistant to product. But just like the larger Blendiful, it doesn't absorb product. And like I said, you can tell that because it's really hardly any there. So here is what my face looks like with the foundation blended in. I'll come in a little closer too so you can see it. This side is with the Blendiful, and then this side is with the dupe. What are you guys thinking so far? All right, so let's go in with concealer. I'm gonna go in with the Pat McGrath concealer, and I wear the shade M16. So going back in with the smaller Blendiful, I love using the smaller Blendiful for blending out concealer because I think it does blend it out really well. I like with a smaller Blendiful that I can get into small areas, like around my nose. I can really, you know, get right here in that crease around my nose and blend out the concealer that way. But I think this just does a really good job of blending out my under eye concealer. Now we're gonna go in with the dupe, and I'm gonna go on a clean side and blend out the rest of the concealer. And same thing, this dupe is able to get into the crevice around my nose pretty good. And it is pretty flexible, so if I wanted to, I could, you know, bend it this way if I need to, like, you know, really get in there. It does have a nice bit of flex to it. So what we're looking like with concealer on, Blendiful side, and dupe side. Okay, so let's go in with powder. So one of the things that really made me fall in love with the Blendiful was how well it pressed powder into my skin. I think that's where the Blendiful really does shine, and in my opinion, show its value. So I love going in with the baby Blendiful, and I just pick my powder up right in the cap and just press that under here. And it just really just blends the powder right into my skin. And I'm just gonna go in with the excess amount that I have, set my eyes. And as you can see, you know, initially I went in with a lot, but it really just almost like absorbs the powder into the skin. I don't know how it does that, but it really does. So let's go in with the dupe, and we're gonna do the same thing. Pick the powder up and blend it in. And I'm using the Give Me Glow Cosmetics Loose Setting Powder. So this one is in the shade Banana Cream Pie. And then I'm gonna go in with Banana Pudding to set the rest of my face. To set the rest of my face, sometimes I'll go in with the baby Blendiful, but other times I'll just go in with the larger Blendiful. So that's what I'm gonna do here. And, you know, dip my Blendiful right into the powder and just use it to set the rest of my face. And this is great too because you've got a large surface area, and I'm just really setting the perimeter of my face. So I'm able to do this very quickly. And then going in with the dupe and doing the same thing. Now for bronzer, I have used the Blendiful to apply bronzer, But in all honesty, I prefer my brush. So I'm just gonna apply my bronzer and then we'll come back. So I did spray my face with some setting spray. I felt like my face was looking a bit too dry for my liking. So now let's apply blush. So I'm gonna go in with the Natasha Denona Love Glow Cheek Palette. And let's first start off with the Glow Cream base. And we're just gonna take this. And one thing I noticed about the Blendiful is that it really does apply like pigmented products very pigmentedly. Is that a word? Pigmentedly? If it's not, I'm sorry. And it's because it doesn't absorb product, which is great. Then I'm going to take the dupe, go in with the Glow Cream base, and we're just going to apply it like so. So here we go. So blush is on, first part of blush, because I like to layer my blushes. Then I'm going to go in with the Super Glow shade, which is right here. And using the same side of the Blendiful, just going to tap that in here and apply it. And as you can see, your girl's got a glow. Because once again, this does not absorb product, so you're really getting the full effect of your product, which is great. Now going in with the dupe and same product and pressing that into the skin. So now let's go in with highlight. So I'm gonna go in with the Glow Compact Highlight right here. So I'll typically fold the Baby Blendiful in half, kind of like a taco. And then we'll take that and apply highlight. And I will say with the Blendiful, and I've done this plenty of times, it really is a tool that I can use for the most part all over my face, especially when I am in a rush and I'm just like, I need to throw something on my face really quick. It's really nice and convenient to be able to just take one tool and really do almost my entire base with it. I'm just gonna go in with the dupe and apply highlight down the center of my face because I feel like that would be really hard to do. Okay, so this is what, I'll come in a little bit. So this is what my whole face looks like, my base products look like. So I am going to finish off applying the rest of my makeup and I will come back and share with you my final thoughts. Okay guys, everything that I have on my face, I will definitely link down in the description box below if you're interested, but makeup is done, face is done, and the question of the hour is, do we have a dupe? And in all honesty, we got a dupe. I don't know if you saw from the application, but in my opinion, this side of my face looks just as good as this side of my face in terms of application. I feel like in terms of my blush, I actually preferred the way that the dupe applied the blush. And I don't know if it's because the dupe is more round, but I felt like it blended in the blush a little more seamlessly on this side of my face versus this side of my face. I feel like this side of my face looks more like this linear stripe versus looking like a rounded blush application. But outside of that, I think that there's no difference in the way that my face looks in terms of tool. You guys definitely let me know what you guys think, but I think we got a dupe. Now, the question of the hour for me is, would I purchase the Blendiful again or would I just stick with the dupe? And I would for sure purchase the dupe. I think if you caught me on a good day, I probably would purchase the Blendiful as well because I really do like it. And I like how soft the larger one is. Initially, the larger dupe kind of threw me off because it was so much more dense than the Blendiful was. But then it felt good on my face and I was like, okay, you know, okay. And now, like, with all four of these products on my desk, I literally just reach for what's clean. Like, I don't necessarily have too much of a preference between the Blendiful or the dupe. So I think they really are dupes. I would say, if I'm being like totally honest, I do like the Blendiful just a smidge more. And I really do think it's just because both of them are just a little more soft than the dupes are. But in terms of application, how they work, there is no difference in my opinion. And like I said, I just reach for what's clean. So they both stay on my vanity. I reach for them both. I think you can't go wrong with spending your money on either product, But I mean, for less than $5 and you can get it shipped on Prime, you can't beat the dupe. You really can't beat the dupe. So that's my video. I hope that you all enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down below, how you feel both products applied or both tools applied. Let me know what you're leaning towards. If you were interested in the Blendiful, but you're kind of interested in this dupe, let me know down in the comments what you're thinking of purchasing. And yeah, thank you to the subscriber who recommended the dupe for me. I'm really appreciative of that, and I'm glad that you shared that with me, because now I do have a cheaper option and there's a dupe, and it's good. So thank you so much for that. And that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye, guys.